Before I begin the review, proper shocking news in the wrestling world today as ECW and hardcore legend New Jack passed away suddenly at the age of 58. He wrestled in Smoky Mountain Wrestling, ECW, XPW, NWA, TNA, and various independents, and in the ring, out of the ring, and shoot interviews on that Season 2 Dark Side of the Ring episode. He told it like he saw it. No bullshit from New Jack. Controversial, divisive, interesting. He got you to pay attention, and he never held back how he felt, and that much can be said, and that is a big part of the legacy of New Jack, and he left a lot of impressions on a lot of people, both in and out of the ring. So share your favorite New Jack moments in the comments. Now, I'm John Recton with my review of WWE Smackdown as well as my WrestleMania Backlash predictions, because this is a go-home show for WrestleMania Backlash, and they're fine-tuning the, last couple things that they need to hype up WrestleMania Backlash. And I'm saying WrestleMania Backlash a lot because commentary mentioned it, and they had a whole lot of graphics. At least Pat McAfee said it. I tend to tune out what Michael Cole says because Michael Cole's really fucking bad at his job. And if I'm Fox, I'm mandating he's removed from commentary immediately, if not sooner. Michael Cole is fucking rotten on commentary. Anyway, Jay is upset at his brother for his recent actions and not being part of the family, and introduces Roman in his ridiculous RPG theme. Then we slam into recaps of the Cesaro-Roman stuff that include Daniel Bryan leaving SmackDown and WWE possibly forever, or at least for now. I think Daniel Bryan will be back in a creative role, but I think he might want to, pick his shots and wrestle a little bit, have a bit of a retirement tour for a year or 2 years or whatever. Or maybe he just wants to go home and be a dad. Who the hell knows? Then we cut back to Roman doing the usual running down of his opponent. Oh, the network wants Cesaro to do what I do? He can't do what I do. He can't carry this brand. You think he carries this brand? Wait till I carry this brand. You think he likes ham? Wait till you see me like ham. And then Jimmy interrupts like he did before, and we get more fighting with my family. No Florence Pugh, more in the pity. At least it's not Midsommar. And he's wearing a shirt that says nobody's bitch. That's going to sell like hotcakes. Hotcakes apparently sold so well that we have that cliche that will live on way after, long after I'm gone. Long after anybody watching this video is gone. Space aliens are going to say, wow, it's selling like hotcakes, or only they're going to say it in their weird alien language. What am I even on about? So everyone yells. Roman says, oh, Jimmy, you think you can do what I do? Why don't you take the Universal title and face Cesaro? Actually, why don't you just beat him tonight? Cesaro comes out and accepts, pending Adam Pearce, approving it, which he does, because they only have 4 matches, 4 match slots for the show. And he's like, yeah, that's pretty good. We can have that match not end in shenanigans. I want to say right now the show actually wasn't all that bad. It was more of a maintenance go-home show, but it did have a few good moments. So we have Shayna and Nia with Reggie versus Natty and Tamina, women's tag titles. Hey, Brett and Natty are related? Michael Cole apparently thinks you're all brainless idiots, which Michael Cole's a brainless idiot, so that makes sense. So anybody that possesses one goddamn brain cell would know that, so we're all smarter than Michael Cole. Yes, we know that Brett and Natty are related. Brett is my favorite wrestler of all time, and Natty is very good and pretty underutilized, and quite, good in the ring, and overcame a farting gimmick. Why the fuck they gave her that, I have no goddamn idea. So Reggie gets kicked out pretty, early on. Samoan drop into the barricade. Oh no, Tamina's taken out. No, she will not be denied this time. And later, gets a tag, hits a splash, 1, 2, 3. The match was longer than that. Ultimately, it wasn't bad. I just don't really care about the women's tag titles. They took them off the Iconics, around SummerSlam of 2019. They haven't really meant anything since, even though the Kabuki Warriors tried to make them mean something. I'm sorry, the women's tag titles have not really meant anything. Even though there have been some talented people holding them, honestly, they're better off getting rid of them at some point. I fear that they're going to have Natty and Tamina hold them until they maybe have the Bellas come back, because I fear they're going to find a way to clear the Bellas to give them a run with the tag titles. But hey, Natty was happy. It's never too late to be fighting for your dreams. And Tamina tried to say something making you look like Ellsworth, and then they got pyro. Cool, they tried to make this a big moment. I give the women credit. It clearly meant something to them, but their tag titles don't really mean anything. Kayla interviews Heyman, and that Roman will win on Sunday, and Kayla, just damn. Commander Aziz is 25 feet, 25 feet tall right now, which is just funny, because if you stand on the podium, he's already like 7'3". And then it's the Medal of Honor Snore Fighter, and yeah, basically Apollo's happy that his Commander Aziz Light, was doing such good things, he gave him a Medal of Honor. Copy of the, old video game is put over his neck. Now, Big E interrupts on the screen, and Sammy shows up. He wants to pick Apollo's bone. I may have misunderstood that. Then Owen shows up, and then Big E, and then it's a melee, and then the Nigerian nail was tried to be utilized. And we're going to get a 4-way match next week on SmackDown. I kind of like this, that they're keeping the pay-per-view shorter and giving us a reason to tune in to TV every single week, because they could have shoved that on the pay-per-view, but if they keep the pay-per-view shorter and give us a reason to watch TV, like, oh, we have this hook here, then it's kind of nice, because you have these big TV contracts. You need to get the ratings up to get bigger TV contracts, or at least the same money in a couple years. You might as well do something like that. Plus, no offense, but I don't really think that match would have meant anything if they just suddenly throw it on to the pay-per-view 2 days prior. Not that stopped them before, but at least they're learning a little. So then we get Dolph versus Ray. No, this is not SummerSlam 2009. Ray was in S&M gear with his Dom at ringside. Have fun in seeing that. And Ray wins, and life goes on dull as before. Cesaro then says, I kept hearing his voice in the back of my head saying, I think I can. He's quoting The Little Engine That Could. They're making him shoehorn that shit in. Trust me, I know about shoehorning shit in. It never works. Bianca is in a 60s type inspired gear, but no! First we go to Ziggler and Rude running down Dominic. They're running down Ray's Dom. Again, have fun in seeing that. Then Bianca and Bayley do a verbal back and forth, and Bianca basically says, you're mad because I main evented Mania and you were in a segment with the Bellas, which was embarrassing. Bayley should not have been involved in that. Bayley's a gamer, and Bayley's a pro, and she will make the best of something, but that was fucking embarrassing for Bayley. So, Corbin versus Nakamura. Corbin won the King of the Ring last year. Michael Cole is really bad at his job. Cole, but Cole says that we get a roll up 1, 2, 3 out of the armbar. Nakamura then knocks out Corbin and puts on his crown. You should see him in a crown. Now, this would be fine, except Nakamura really hasn't meant anything, because he'll win some, he'll lose some. He's in the position he's in. He's basically just coasting and getting good money for it, and I don't blame him for that. I just think they could use somebody of his stature a whole lot better. But it is what it is. Nakamura's then, doing goofy stuff with the crown backstage. Sonya and Pierce then are talking about Apollo facing all three men. And there you go. Life goes on, as it did before. Fox Aryan Nation, for all the idiots that still believe that this country is fucked. It won't be fucked if you guys take your fucking heads out of the sand and your heads out of your asses and stop banging family members and actually recognize the science is real, and you can all fuck off if you don't believe that. By the way, WWE superstars want you to get your vaccine today, unless you're an anti-masker or you deny the virus is real. You can all rot in front of your loved ones for all I care. So, Alistair talks something about demons, cut from steel, and I think he's going to be Vega, which makes sense because apparently Zelina Vega is on her way back to WWE. I didn't care, I don't care, and I like Alistair, but I don't care about the storyboard shit. Jimmy Uso versus Cesaro. Jimmy's first match in over a year. Kept selling the knee because he did have, I believe, a torn ACL. And Reigns attacks for a DQ, after a number of minutes. And then yells at Jimmy, who ain't having it. And then Cesaro attacks Jay. Roman helps 2-on-1. Jimmy tries to help. He gets kicked down. 2 neutralizers to Jay, and that's it. That's it right there. Could end the review. Here's my quick WrestleMania Backlash predictions. Also, let me know your predictions in the comments. Damian Priest versus Miz in the Lumberjack match. Damian Priest, for the love of God, don't have Miz win. There was no reason for Miz to win. Damian should win here. I'm not saying that Damian is ever going to be WWE champion. In fact, I doubt it. But a mid-card champion, I'm fine with. Dirty Dog, Ziggler, and Root, such a stupid name, versus the Mysterios, SmackDown tag titles. Now, had they split it and had it been Ziggler beating Ray on SmackDown, I might have actually gone with a title change here. No, since Ray and Dominic beat Ziggler, in back-to-back weeks, we're gonna have Ziggler and Rude retain, and they're gonna build to a bigger moment. Maybe they have it happen at SummerSlam in front of fans or something like that. They'll probably blow it quicker. But I think if they have it happen in front of fans, I think it might be a bigger deal. It'd be interesting to see how a live crowd reacts to Dominic. So, yeah, Ziggler and Rude are going to retain. Rhea versus Asuka versus Charlotte. Triple threat match for the Raw Women's Championship. This is what I fear. They're going to have Sonya and Charlotte do a screw job thing. Charlotte's going to win. And I'm going to hate it because the Raw Women's division has moved beyond the need for Charlotte. So I got Charlotte winning, and I hate it. I want to be wrong. I want Rhea to pin Charlotte, but I fear that Charlotte is going to win. And then we get Bianca versus Bayley, and Bianca's winning. Bianca's retained the SmackDown Women's Championship. There's no reason why she shouldn't. Roman with Heyman versus Cesaro for the Universal Championship. I also think that Carmella will come out and attack Bianca either afterwards or on the next SmackDown. But Roman versus Cesaro, Universal title. Some people have said that Cesaro could win in a shocking thing like what they did with Luger beating Hogan on that Nitro just before Road Wild 97 and then dropping it back. I'm not a fan of hot potato title changes. Easy for me to say. Hot potato title changes. I think that actually sounds like a weird, dish at a restaurant. But anyway, I'm not a fan of that, even though I would love to see Cesaro hold it. If Cesaro's going to win, he's going to have to hold it for a bit. Otherwise, it doesn't mean anything. A quick title win won't, do anything for him, in my opinion. And so I got Roman retaining. I think it's going to be a pretty goddamn, good match. In fact, I think this will end up being the main event. Then we got Lashley versus Drew versus Braun. Triple threat match for the WWE title. Lashley's going to win. He's going to pin Braun. He could pin Drew, but I think Drew's going to get one more cracker. Drew's going to be in the Money in the Bank. He's not going to quite win. He'll always be in the mix, or he could go to Smackdown, challenge Roman, and be in the mix there. I don't see Lashley losing a championship. I would have Lashley and Roman Reigns hold the championships until WrestleMania 38. Build up some people properly, because you got 11 months, but guess what? You can nurse this shit along. Build some people up right, and just do the right things, and you can make these championship reigns really mean something. So those are my predictions. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Ritlin. I'll see you soon.